know how this is all going to start, but welcome to education about some esports. Know how this is all going to start, but welcome to education about some esports. I've been a competitor in esports since Cyber Athlete Amateur League when I was 13 years old. I went into my first match in open league with some random people I met on the forums, I think even from Clan Smurf on a Counter-Strike server. I don't really remember, it's been a long time. But needless, I've been in this scene for a long time. Pretty much highly competitive play. People know ABK. I was in more of Source in 1.6 time frame also. That's coming out for people to participate in the league in high school, and it's been accepted by many states so far, and I'm pretty excited about that, in all honesty, because that's growth of esport, and that's, like, if you know who I am, dear to who I am, but esports is, like, big in my life. This new esports league for high schoolers, we need to really take time and consider the mental health of these kids, because when you are talking about a sport that is online, you're never turning it off, man. Like, it's not like traditional sports where you're going to step away from the field or the court. When you live in that routine, it's tough enough, so I can only imagine the kid who has to then, have other things he has to go through life with, like school and other parts of life that is crazy. So what I mean by that is balance. There is no separation anymore. These kids are going to play all the time, man, and they're going to have a very hard time adjusting. What I mean by that, if it's not talked about or discussed. When I was a kid and I played in these leagues, all I did was think about strats. All I thought about was how to bounce this off of this, how to get this made to land here, how to do this, and I spent hours organizing thoughts in my head to, like, this player goes here and this player goes here and we time this here, this smoke goes off and we rush and we go here, and man, many people can contest to me spending hours on that. And just like I can only imagine what the new kids are gonna do. Like, they're going to be more intelligent, it's going to be more accepted within parents nowadays too, so it's going to be looked at different, and because it's looked at different, at first we're going to look past all the hours that they're going to spend on it. Now, I understand practice and take your time, but there needs to be a routine, just like a basketball player who's a star, or anybody. There's a routine, and there has to be some type of just care for yourself. So for all these new kids that are coming into esports, you guys should really balance practice for yourself, mentally practice, like to be positive for yourself. If you really want it, it's going to take a lot of effort from you that is free, and it's going to take a lot of time, just like any other thing, like any other sport person, it's going to just take a lot of time and effort. And it's not going to come overnight sometimes for some of you, and sometimes you're going to spend a lot more hours. In some games you're going to pick up, and other games you won't, so it really depends on what you're doing. We really got to think about this. If that's really going to happen, if they're going to take esports and do that, then we really got to help. Like, we really got to start implementing routine. The adults that help these kids break out of bad routine when it comes to this, because it's going to be a lot of health risks, a lot of health things that is going to, and I don't want esports to be the blame. It's a great thing to now become a bad thing because of health reasonings and because of this and because we didn't think about it. So I think, like, as people, like, I'm not an investor, so like I'm just some nobody talking about it. But maybe one of those people who are investors into the high school league will hear this video, and then they'll talk about it. They'll actually have some consideration about these simple things that people sometimes look over, because, like, we really got to think about it. Look at this esports stuff, and you really got to look at like really involving these kids. Yeah, you're making a league and you're making them compete, but the platform has to be thought of differently than the way it is set up now. Otherwise, these kids are not going to. They're just not going. It's not going to be good. It's like.